Good morning, y'all. Taylor here with y'all 106.7. Today I'm joined by country music singer-songwriter Mr. Chancey Williams.
Yeah,
Welcome
how's
to
it going?
y'all.
Hey, thanks for having me in.
We are feeling good.
Yeah, great.
You know, a little crisp fall air. We're talking about Wyoming because that's where you currently live.
That's right.
And you're here in Music City for the week.
Yep, come out here about 1 week a month and be seen. So,
Yeah.
been good, yeah.
You do some writing while you're here.
Yeah, I've always come out and write and record and do a few things. Play the Opry once in a while. Playing the Opry tomorrow.
That's a big deal. Let's just slide that in there. And this is not your first time playing the Opry, right?
No, it'll be the fourth time, so I'm pretty humbled to get asked back a few times.
Yeah, congratulations. That is so exciting.
Well,
when is the
thanks.
first time that you stepped in the circle?
Let's see, about a year and a half ago in April. So, yeah, it was crazy. And got to bring my whole band, so a lot of times they make you play with the Opry band, but we kindly asked and got to play with all my bandmates for the first one.
That's so cool. I'm
Yeah.
sure it never gets old.
It doesn't. I wish I would stop being nervous for it, but I asked somebody once, like, are you nervous every time? They say, yeah.
I mean, how could you not be?
I know.
Everyone that has stood there, you know.
know.
It's probably a good nervous. Like you channel it
is.
into that exciting energy.
Yeah, it's just everybody you've ever looked up to in music has stood there, so
Yeah.
don't mess it up.
I'm sure you're going to do great. I
Yeah.
want to talk about your new single, Adios, that
Oh,
just
yeah.
came out last week. That
Well,
is
thanks.
a fun little electric dancing bop.
Yeah, it's a breakup song, but a fun breakup song, and
Yeah.
I actually didn't write this one. A couple of my buddies did, but it's been doing good. People have been loving it so far. But it's kind of the end of the summer fun breakup song.
Yeah, I love that. And I feel like that's the trend these days because it's like if we're going to be sad, we want to have fun while we're doing it, you know?
It doesn't always have to be sad.
Yeah.
It can be fun.
So you're a cowboy, obviously. You have your cowboy hat on, but
Yeah.
you go way back. Like you and Chris Ledoux, there's some similarities there.
Yeah,
Tell me
you know-
about your history with the rodeo.
Yeah, so Wyoming, grew up on a ranch in the northeast corner of Wyoming and grew up ranching and rodeoing with my family and went to Casper College in Wyoming to ride saddle broncs, and then I went to University of Wyoming and rode there too and made the college national finals a couple times. But yeah, mostly I always just grew up rodeoing and ranching, didn't really, have big dreams of being in music, just started playing and ended up here, which I love. It's a lot easier on your body than riding bucking horses. But yeah, Wyoming's a small state, and so like anybody that's ever rodeoed and played guitar gets compared to Chris, which is awesome. So Chris is the king of Wyoming. But yeah, it's been a great upbringing. It's made for a lot of great country songs, having the background of the cowboy way of life and the Western way of life. So sing a lot of songs about cowboys.
But you actually live it. I mean,
Yeah.
with your upbringing, you're not just wearing the hat. You live the life.
I know nowadays there's a lot of people wearing hats, which is, good. We think, it's shows like Yellowstone and stuff has brought a light to the Western way of life, which is good, but it's kind of making everybody want to move out to Wyoming, which we don't love, but we get it. It's a beautiful place to live. But yeah, I mean, it's nice having that background of having the true authenticity of actually living the life and growing up with that, rodeo and ranch and background.
We actually had two bull riders in here not too long ago for the Nashville Stampede. Justin McBride, he's the head coach,
Oh, yeah.
and Cody Till, and he also plays a little bit. But we were talking about that, about how it's just cool to be a cowboy these days. And so
It is.
I asked them to define it, and I won't tell you what they said. So I would love to hear your definition of a cowboy.
Yeah, and Justin McBride, he's one of the greatest bull riders of all time. Good friends with Justin. But yeah, the new term in Nashville, everybody said cowboys are cool again. I always got to kind of correct them. I was like, well, I think we've been cool the whole time. It's just the rest of the world kind of caught up, but we've been here forever. My dad was a cowboy, my granddad was a cowboy, so heck, we always thought we were pretty cool. But it is the new thing, and I think it's good for rodeo, and it's good for country music that it's kind of kicking it back to the old school of like the roots of country music is cowboy and Western stuff. So we're loving it. Timing's everything, and so. I've been doing music. I have 6 albums out, and so I've been singing about the same stuff for quite a while, but it is kind of fun to see it come back around where people do think we're cool.
Yeah.
So I like that.
At the end of the day, it's just working hard, staying true to your word. I think that's what a cowboy really is.
For sure, and it's I think this day and age, people can sniff out true authenticity, and so I mean, if I was to sing about something fake, I think our fans could see it. So I think the world is looking for authentic stuff right now, and I think the cowboy is the heart of that. So it's nice to be a cowboy right now.
Absolutely. And I feel like that kind of goes along with what we play at y'all, because we play country music from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s.
For sure.
And it's a lot of that authenticity, just honest type of music.
I looked up you guys' website today and looked at the playlist, and I was like, man, half that stuff we used to play growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's still all the stuff I listen to, and I just think music had a different soul back then, I guess, but I don't want to sound like an old guy that says that stuff, but yeah, what you guys are playing, a few of those songs we still have on our set list, like Seminole Wind and some Clint Black songs. Man, I'm like, hey, this is my station in town.
We love to hear it, and thank you for being here. Who would you say were your musical influences then?
Man, all those guys from the 90s and even the 80s, like Dan Seals and obviously Chris Ledoux and George Strait, but Clint Black. I mean, all that great 90s music is, kind of influenced how we sound. We don't really sound typically like, the last 10 years of the bro country era, was great for some people, but that ain't really how we sound. So I think it's because we grew up listening to that great 90s music.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of great 90s music, you were surrounded by good company when you were inducted into the Cheyenne Frontier Days Hall of Fame. Reba, George Strait, Charlie Daniels, Garth Brooks, Chris Ledoux. Those are all members of that as
I know, it's unbelievable. I'm still really humbled about it. The induction was last week, and
wow.
And it was Cheyenne Frontier Days to people from Wyoming is the biggest thing ever. For one, it's the biggest outdoor rodeo in the world, and so we're lucky to have it in our home state, and it's the biggest stage you can play music-wise in the area too. So, growing up, it was special. My dad won Cheyenne in 1971, and then me and my brothers rode broncs there too, and I won a couple rounds and never dreamed I'd play music there on the main stage. And then I got to be on the main stage 4 times now with Merle Haggard and Toby Keith and Dirk. So it's a super special place for us, and to be in the Hall of Fame is super humbling, especially with Garth and George and Chris and Reba and Charlie Daniels. I still feel real humbled by it.
Really good company.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thanks.
That is so
it was
awesome.
Super special. I still can't believe it.
Yeah. Well, you've got a lot going on. You got the Opry. You just got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
What does the rest of 2024 look like for you?
Yeah, we got some great stuff coming up. We're playing Texas in a few weeks here for a couple shows, and then at the end of October, I think we're playing Las Vegas for the Indian National Finals Rodeo, which will be a fun one, and then have a few November dates, and then back to Vegas in December for the National Finals Rodeo. We've played that for a lot of years. We've done the opening ceremony a few times there, and usually play at the South Point for the buckle ceremony. So got lots of stuff going on. Got lots of music that we haven't put out yet. So we're starting to roll songs out, every 6 or 8 weeks, which is how they say you're supposed to do it. I don't even know, but we keep putting them out.
It's always changing. Yeah, we don't know. That rodeo is so much fun though. The NFR. I've been a couple times. You can walk around the Cowboy Christmas and
It's good for people out west because you run into people you haven't seen all year back home. You run into them in Las Vegas because everybody enjoys that week. But it's like Wyoming and South Dakota and Montana go to Las Vegas. I mean, it's the whole nation, but you see everybody out there. But yeah, the NFR has been great for us for a long time, and we like playing that week.
Well, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
So when you look at the next 5 years, what do we see? What are some goals that we have? Because you've done so much already. Yeah,
we I'm still an independent artist. We've been very successful. My band works real hard. My team, we've got to do the Opry a few times and the Ryman and played Cheyenne and Red Rock. So we've done a lot of really neat things as an independent artist. But I think always just putting out new music and trying to gain new fans. Our hardcore fan base is the Western world, the rodeo people. But expanding our music and our all the stuff to new fans and expand that geography across the U.S. to play more places. But yeah, it's been great. I think I'd love to get on some big tours and stuff and get some music out there that we can go tour with some big acts. But shoot, we have fun doing what we do, playing coast to coast.
Who's your dream person to go on tour with?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I guess, like my dream concert would be like playing with George Strait at Cheyenne Frontier Days. But I guess to go on a tour with maybe like Dirks or I don't know, Luke Combs. I just think Luke's a cool guy. I've never met him, but I think he's just a really good guy, and his concerts are big, and it would be a lot of fun with him. So
George, Luke.
Yeah.
Garth, is that what we said? If you're listening.
Yeah.
No, Dirks.
Yeah, Dirks.
Dirks.
Yeah.
If you're listening, we need a spot for Chancey.
Yeah, come on, Dirks.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you want our listeners to know? Maybe your Instagram, your website, where they can keep up with you?
Yeah, if they just go to chanceywilliams.com, it's got links to all of our stuff. And go check out our music if you like cowboy stuff, or we got other stuff too that's drinking, partying, a little bit stuff. But thank you guys at Y'all Radio for playing the real country music. I appreciate that.
Amen. We love it. Chancey Williams, y'all.